Back in 1968, Ford launched the Escort, and over the next 31 years it was to become the most successful Ford car sold ever, and that means even outselling the legendary Model T. Over the years it's been built in America, in Belgium, in Germany, in Spain, and of course in Britain. And in the UK it's become the country's best-selling car every year since 1982. Why has it been so popular? Well, because the appeal of the Escort has been truly universal. Even though it was a bestseller, Escort soon endeared itself to the nation. I had a neighbour who bought a new Mark I and called it her little sewing machine. So why was it so popular? Well, to some people, it's still the only car. There's a thriving Escort owners club, and they're fiercely proud of their treasured Escorts. Who better to tell us the car's secrets? Nigel, a man with two Escorts. Tell me, this blue one here looks almost new.
Yes, well, it's got original 15,700 miles on the clock.
Is there a lot of enthusiasm for the Mark I Escort?
I would say so. I mean, there are lots of clubs which are around whereby people are trying to meet and try and keep these on the road.
So why is the Escort of interest to club owners? What do you see in it?
Well, it's sex appeal, really, you know, truly.
They used to say it was the original Coke bottle shape.
Yes,
I mean, is that it?
Yeah, the Coke bottle, yeah, you can see it down the side.
Mark I predictably evolved into Mark II, a little squarer, a bit more upright, and inside a bit more refined. But did it lose some of that Coke bottle character of the Mark I? Well, probably it did, but that didn't stop the love affair. Now, Jill, you're representing the sporting Escort Owners Club. Tell me about the sporting side of it.
Well, we've got the only cars that we actually have in the club are Mark 1s and Mark 2s and Mark 3s rear-wheel drive conversions.
And is this a great advance over a Mark I?
I think so, yeah. It's got more, I don't know, refinements to it. It's not as noisy and it's a bit comfier, I think, anyway. The interior and the engine and things like that, obviously with it being a newer car than a Mark I, the technology moves on and it gets a lot better.
So would you like to be in an RS or an XR2 or 3 or something?
No, definitely not, no. I'm quite happy with my Mark II.
So Mark, this is an example of how Ford got more into performance with the Escort. Tell me about this car.
This is a 1980 Mark II RS 2000, pretty similar to the Mark II Mexico, except for the Mexico had the 1600 engine, and this is as I say, the 2 litre. So with a 2 litre engine in quite a light car, this was quite a performance car. In the right hands, it was one of the best cars of the day, yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
With Mark III came a revolution. The front wheels started pulling Escorts along rather than the back wheels pushing them. And the car got bigger too, with Ford's sights firmly settled on Volkswagen's hugely successful Golf. Mark IV came and went with little more than a raised eyebrow of surprise, but then came the Mark V, bigger, softer, and a huge marketing campaign from Ford to convince us that this was the Escort we'd always promised ourselves. Oh yeah? So 1992, Ford upgraded it to the Mark V, and we in the press universally hated it. We thought it was soggy, it didn't handle, it was harsh and horrible. What did the Ford enthusiasts think of it?
About the same, I think.
They then paid a lot of attention to handling and ride, didn't they, later on? So by sort of mid-90s, they got it almost sorted out.
On the Cosworth, I think they probably spent all the money on them. You know, they just forgot about these like the yesteryears, didn't they, of the Escorts.
It took Ford an amazingly long time to sort out the basic Escort Mark V faults, but several facelifts, body-coloured bumpers and smiley grills later, it actually became a very nice car, especially when they threw away the bag of nails masquerading as an engine and slotted in Z-Tech. From the very earliest days, the competition potential of the Escort was obvious, and Ford Competition's Department of Borum merged seamlessly into special vehicle operations to create some of the most exciting cars on both road, track and forestry rally stage. Escort dominated the world rally scene, saloon car racing, and before long, every aspect of competition motoring, from bangers and hot rods to the most sophisticated works cars. Homologation ruled to compete in international events, they had to build cars for the road. And that meant that cars like the RS, the XR and the Cosworth could be bought and enjoyed by us mere mortals. Terry, almost from the word go, the Escort was a successful competition car. I mean, when did Ford realise that they had such a quick car on their hands?
I think the start of it was the Escort twin cam. They were out there competing on international rallies and getting results, but they decided they needed a lot more power. So they went to Cosworth, and Cosworth came up with the BDA engine, and that was the birth of the RS 1600, which is this car here.
So here we are in 1999 with the car that Ford say will replace the Escort, the Focus. But the Escort story is by no means all over. It's still going to be built on the Halewood plant at least until the year 2000 and probably through to 2001 when the plant will start to build the new baby Jaguar. Demand for Escort, especially from fleet customers, is still strong. We're going to see this car around for many years to come.